Welcome to this 4-part series on how to help your kindergarten student. My name is Kristen Poindexter, and I am a full-day kindergarten teacher at Springville Elementary School. One of the things I am frequently asked about by parents is how they can help their child continue learning at home. We will cover 4 of the topics I am most frequently asked about as a kindergarten teacher: helping with homework, reading with a kindergarten student, learning about problem solving, and giving positive feedback. Each of these topics is important to help put your child on the road to success in kindergarten.
Helping with homework. Homework is an important way for you and your child to work together and talk about concepts they have learned in school. Homework is given daily, Monday through Thursday, and should be returned to school on Friday. Establishing good homework routines now can help you and your child in the future. Let's take a look now at how you can help your child with their homework. First, make sure your child has a clean, clear space in which to complete their homework. This area should be free of distractions, such as computer, television, and video games. Second, make sure your child has the appropriate materials to complete their homework. Storing all supplies in a pencil box or baggie will help to keep them on hand and all together. When your child is ready to begin their homework, make sure you read over all the directions with your child and contact your child's teacher if you do not understand. In kindergarten, children are asked to complete 1 to 2 activities each night and read a small book. Work on the first activity with your child until it is complete. If your child becomes frustrated, you can move them on to the next activity or on to reading their book. Please try to work with your child as long as they can, but do not make them keep working if they're frustrated. Offer frequent praise to your child as they are working. High fives and hugs can go a long way in making homework a pleasant experience. When your child's homework is complete, return it to their homework folder and place in their backpack. As your kindergartner becomes more independent, they will be able to complete more of their homework on their own. However, as a parent, it is important to keep checking in with them to make sure they are doing their best work. Reading with your kindergarten student. In this section, we will talk about reading with your kindergarten student. Reading with your child has many rewards. It improves your child's ability to recognize letters, sounds, and words, increases their understanding of events in the story, and provides time for the two of you to interact and create a supportive environment. Reading together is also a great way to help build up your child's reading self-esteem and allows them to take risks in a supportive environment. When your child brings a book home from school, you will have different tasks to complete each night with the book. Find a cozy spot where there are few distractions that you and your child can read in. Make sure the lighting is adequate and that there is room for both of you to sit. On the first night when you begin reading, it is a good idea to take a picture walk through the book with your child before reading it for the first time. A picture walk is a way to look at all of the pictures in the story and talk about what you and your child think will happen in the story before reading the words. You can ask your child questions during this time, such as, "What do you think will happen?" and "What do you notice in this picture?" Other questions will be listed on your child's weekly homework packet. After the picture walk is complete, be sure to turn back to the front cover and ask your child if they are ready to hear the story. Beginning with the title, read each word slowly, remembering to point to each word as you read aloud. Pointing to words will show your child the direction that words and sentences are written and help them recognize that letters can be put together to make words and sentences. Remember to point to each word through the entire story. I find it works best to slide your finger under each word as you read so children can see how letters flow together to make words. On the second night, you will read the book out loud to your child again, pointing to the words as you read. While you are reading, stop in several places and ask your child some of these questions. What did you notice that this character did? How do you think that they will solve the problem? What would you have done if you were this character? What do you think will happen next? Asking these types of questions will help your child understand what is happening in the story and will help them make sense of what they are reading. After you finish reading, here are some more questions you can ask your child to help ensure their understanding of the story. On the story aloud to your child once more, and then ask them to point to the words and read with you. Praise their attempts to read words with a hug or a high five. On the fourth evening, ask your child to read the story to you. Be ready to assist your child if they need help with words, or be ready to read the story aloud again. Many kindergarten students will rely heavily on adult help while reading until about the second semester of the school year. You may notice your child has memorized the words to the story and is reading it back to you that way. That is one of the many ways that children learn to read. They memorize a story that they have heard many times and reread it again and again. Eventually, a child will take those memorized words and stories and put them together to read on their own. Be sure to let your child see you reading as well. Seeing their adult read will encourage them to want to read. Talk about what you are reading with your child and ask them to share what they have been reading about. Try to read with your child for 20 minutes each day. Don't forget to visit your library often and help your child choose the books that they would enjoy hearing. Problem solving. Learning how to solve problems is an important part of becoming a kindergarten student and an important part of growing up. This section will show you how to help your child learn important problem-solving skills and how to use them in several different situations. Problem solving can be used in academics and in conflict resolution with friends. Kindergarten students come to school with an eagerness to learn new things. They love using the tools we have in our classrooms to help them learn. One of their favorite items to use is puzzles. Puzzles provide a great way for children to learn problem-solving skills. Children must turn and check the pieces to determine if they fit correctly or are in the correct location. Kindergarten children also enjoy asking why things happen and naturally want to figure out why something occurs. During science experiments, children are presented with many opportunities to use problem-solving skills. At home, you can encourage the growth of problem-solving skills by asking your child, "What would you do?" when they are presented with a problem. You could also ask, "What could you do differently?" if, when stacking blocks, your child is frustrated that they will not stack as high as they would like them to. Guiding your child in the right direction will also help them become natural problem solvers. If your child struggles to get blocks to stack, ask them what they know about tall buildings. Are they built on one small block or a larger block? Without telling them the solution, you have guided them towards an answer they can work out for themselves. Another question you can ask your child is, "How would you solve this problem?" This is a wonderful question to ask when your child is trying to solve a math problem. When it comes to solving conflicts with friends, the same questions can apply. If your child comes to you with a problem, you can ask, "What do you think we or you should do?" This will allow your child to seek out an answer that they are comfortable with and will help them examine their feelings as well as the feelings of their friends. If the conflict has already occurred, you can also ask your child, "What could be done differently next time?" Again, asking a question like this will help your child think about what happened during the conflict and what could have been done differently. This skill will help your child learn how to stop conflicts in the future before they happen. Problem-solving skills play an important part in a kindergartner's development. They will not only help in their learning at school, but also in learning how relationships with friends and family work at home. Positive feedback. I am often asked about ways parents can provide positive feedback for their children without the need to buy them a gift every time they need a reward. If children have a routine, like those discussed in the homework and reading sections of this video, they are less likely to need an actual physical reward. Most children are self-motivated. They are very excited about completing a task that they have been asked to do. Children who need a little extra motivation can benefit from hugs and high fives when they complete a task. Also, rewards can be simple things such as spending 10 minutes on the computer or spending 10 more minutes reading with a parent, or even placing a sticker on a reward chart. Reward charts are a great idea in order to teach children about patience and working hard to earn a reward. If a child identifies something they would like to have, an adult can give it a value. For example, 10 nights of homework equals a reward. Depending upon how big the item is that the child wants, adults can change the limits needed to earn the reward. As the child learns to complete tasks on their own, be sure not to overpraise them. You don't want the praise to become meaningless after being heard over and over. A great way to make praise different each time is to point out something that the child did well that you really liked. For example, Jake, I really like how you made your bed without me asking you. You know, you're really learning how to be responsible. Any statements that you can make to increase your child's self-esteem will go a long way in building a trusting relationship between you and your child.